SummerSlam is taking shape. Finn Balor finally got a good win. Royce Keys got sucked into the bloodline drama. Jade broke Alexa's arm. And then over on Raw, Oba and Brock's feud intensifies. Paul Heyman might have left the Vision. And Seth and Roman kick things up a notch in the promo game. Hit that subscribe button. So much to talk about, good and bad. It's the Spandex Standups. What's up, buddy?
Good to see you. How are you?
Good to see you, man. Doing good, doing good. How you feeling about this past week in wrestling?
This past week in wrestling was weird. I mean, I think that we're going off in some weird directions. We got the Lyra, spinning out over here. We've got a lot of chatter about CM Punk being a part-timer, coming back, taking the title, when if you look at the facts, the guy's not a part-timer. Since he's been back, he's been full-time. He just got hurt once, but the guy's been full-time. I mean, tell me when this guy took a break, except after this past WrestleMania. Baron Corbin's back. Very confused by that. In a world where we're dumping the New Day, where we're dumping Karrion Kross, where we're dumping Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six, we're bringing back Baron Corbin, right? We're bringing back Rusev, which again, he's doing a great job, but still, it's just surprising to me that they wouldn't maybe try and do some other things. To me, a year-long story of Kofi and Xavier, spinning out and breaking up, to me, it's a WrestleMania main event, or at least a co-main event, the match before the main event, at least in the story that way. Some of these decisions just seem a little odd, but we're chugging along, LA Knight, again, still just deserves a shot, but they keep just putting him in weird 6-man tags. We'll get to it, but those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts?
No, I completely agree, man. I would trade. I liked Baron Corbin. I don't really have a problem with Baron Corbin, but I would trade him for Karrion Kross and the New Day and Sheamus in a heartbeat.
Yeah, we dropped Sheamus too. It's very, very odd because there's good stories we could be telling, but instead there's this a lot of things feel a little forced right now, I'd say.
That's fair. Well, at the end, we got a Saturday night main event preview because that's this weekend. Got some fun matches. Got women's tag titles, JD versus Danhausen, Cody and Punk versus Gunther and Sammy. And then Jalen Brunson in a Roman segment. We're going to have that, And so I'm excited about it, man. And then the only other thing of note, newsworthiness before we get into the thick of things, Survivor Series, the 40th rendition of Survivor Series is going to take place Houston the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Love this new tradition of doing Survivor Series at baseball stadiums. Let's just keep doing it. I'm waiting for one to happen at Truist Park. I don't know why we wouldn't do one, and I'm also not sure why something hasn't happened to Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, we've got to talk about the intentional exclusion of Atlanta, Georgia from all of the major events.
You would think Cody would have something to say in this.
You would think at this point that you would be able to get a huge show there, and just know if a show happens there, my brother's got a contact for us to get in the suite. So we're gonna if WWE goes to Mercedes-Benz, we're running it. There's got to be at least a Royal Rumble here pretty soon,
right?
I'm excited for Houston getting this, but Texas is getting everything. But Texas is huge. It's got massive cities.
I'm glad it's Houston and
not wrestling fan.
So I'm glad Houston's getting a little shine.
Yeah, in baseball stadiums, I mean, dude, it's great. So I'm excited for it. I'm just glad it's in America. Okay,
Yeah,
so
for
North America at the very least, or
uh,
even let's run some stuff in South America. But glad we're doing it stateside.
nah, I hear you, man. Well, like I just said, Saturday night main event coming up. So we got the new development. We get the tag match. We get Cody Rhodes and CM Punk tagging together, even though they're going against each other at SummerSlam against Gunther and Sami Zayn. What a weird tag team they make.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't like either of these matches. I don't like the build up to either of them. I want Punk versus Cody, but again, that's a WrestleMania match, and I think you need some circumstances to come about that makes that match happen,
I kind
right?
of like the
Like
one
you
up
can't.
of it. I do like that they're hitting on that. Like it was corny in how they delivered it, but they're like, just say win.
Yeah,
Like, that was dumb, but the one upmanship, we've all been waiting for it. So like that aspect of it, I'm okay. But I also agree with you. It kind of just appeared out of nowhere with what do we got? 2 weeks to build up to it.
yeah. I mean, like this isn't like we can't be both in terms of, oh, we're going to be like UFC where we're going to have marquee matches like Punk versus Cody, right? But we're also going to be like WWE in the sense that we're going to act like it's real, right? A big match like Punk versus Cody, but we're going to get there through something so manufactured. Like
Yeah.
a match like this does not need to be and should not be manufactured. And I think that's where it's missing the mark for me a little bit. Obviously, I think it's going to be a great match. I think something dramatic has to happen there. I think like something massive has to happen there. It can't just be a match with a clean finish and like we need some story. We need one like not every like there's too many good guys.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's
you
no
know?
heels really in the top matches. People have been pointing that out a lot. But do you think that our frustration with both of them's characters playing into this for you too, though? Like frustrating with Punk being becoming what he complained about during his first run, and then Cody just hammering the baby face to death. Do you think that plays into you not being that hyped about this match?
No, I mean again, like I disagree with the narrative that Punk is coming back doing what he complained against. Punk has been a full timer
Fair,
since he's been back.
fair.
He
Okay,
took objectively his first break after Mania.
fair.
Besides that, the only other break he took was when he got injured. So I don't see that.
Okay.
I am a little bored with his character, I guess, right? Like it's just too much of the same thing. And with Cody, I mean, I like Cody. Like honestly, somehow Cody's the same all the time, but he still finds a way to make me go, "That was good." Like
We all
he's
that
still
we all have that potential for the baby face to just get us. You're like, I don't care if he's
yeah,
a baby face for 20 years. I just like him. Okay, that's my guy.
dude. Like I just like him, and Punk is there too, right? Like I think Triple H would say the same thing to Punk that he said to Cody, which is like you're as white meat as it freaking gets right now. You know, like nothing you could do could make the crowd turn on you. Cody's kind of the opposite. Like I think Cody could have a run. You have to do it right, but at the same time, dude, Cody's like your Hulk Hogan. Cody is the new Hulk Hogan. Cody is like, in a good way, right? Not,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
I
know,
mean, you got to ring
like in
every
kind.
dropout before you even contemplating the turn, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And so, I look at the Saturday night main event match. Again, it feels
I'm there for
like,
story development, like maybe we get a little swerve, because we still got the Nick Aldis of it all with Gunther. Like I feel like they're headed towards that for SummerSlam. So I'd like to see how he factors into all this.
yeah, no, see, like, yeah, I just imagine Sammy keeping the belt and like the bloodline has it all.
It does not
Like
look like that's the way they're headed.
to me, that's the story.
Yeah,
And
no,
then the rest of the locker room is coming after the bloodline and being like, Sammy, like what happened to you? but Sammy's hiding behind the bloodline because he knows that like
They're gonna take it.
yeah.
No,
That's where we should be right now.
well, I think, to that extent, maybe not particularly, that's we all have our storylines that we want to happen. You know what I mean? Like that we know they'll never pick up and take. But that could be done. Because they do love the bloodline. But I think you just hit the nail on the head. We just want something from this.
Something.
I just don't want one of them to have their hand raised all vanilla like it was. They kicked out of 17 of each other's finishers. My God, it's a marquee matchup of the century. I need some, like you said, I need a big. We're all waiting for the next big moment. We're all waiting for that next. I don't want to.
John Cena heel turn.
Yes, we're waiting for that.
The next New Day heel turn. The next
wow moment.
Chad Gable was murdered. The next Chad Gable is El Grande Americano. Like we need Cody winning at Mania 40.
Yes, we've been having a hangover ever since then. They showed us what wrestling at the top is. They showed us how great this could be. The whole world was talking about wrestling, and we just hadn't been able to hit that mark since.
Yeah, because we're there. I think they're overthinking a lot of this stuff, and again, there's conflicts of interest at play. There's matches being dictated by who that and who. Sammy may end up champion again at WrestleMania.
We put up that video last week. Go check it out. Is this character development or is this just an asterisk? So go check that out on Instagram, YouTube, and tell us what you think.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I was hyped to see it. Finn Balor, our guy, got a much-needed win, beating Tama Tonga. They had a teased little run-in with Punk afterwards. I just need Finn Balor to get a pretty good push there on old SmackDown.
Finn Balor needs to rise in the ranks, that's for sure. Doesn't need no U.S. title, though, but he needs to be in the main event scene. Him and Punk had some great matches. Finn's a SmackDown champion.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. It kind of looks good. So they need to rebuild him up again.
That title run for a reason. They want that fresh in our minds for some reason. When he was the first Universal Champion. So, the Tongas, what the Tongas don't do? They just over there to lose the people on SmackDown.
Basically, I mean, the fact that you even were like Finn Balor went up against Tama Tonga, it's like, yeesh. Why are we booking Finn Balor like that?
Tonga's go get the win. I was worried.
Why are we booking Finn Balor like that? What are we doing?
It's in his past. They've been talking up the New Japan Bullet Club stuff, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. How you feel about, we talked about it in quite extent last week, but I added him to the graphic from last week. Royce Keys being pulled into the bloodline stuff. On one hand, it's just like, here we go, another baby face to feed to the bloodline. But you also can look at it as they trust him enough to be in this group of baby faces. Which again, is Roman a heel? Are they heels? Because they tried to sell us as faces.
They're heels. They're not baby faces, that's for sure.
Okay, all right.
So they're if anything, they're anti-heroes. So yeah,
everyone's still yeeting. You know what I mean? So like, people still yelling Jacob Fatu's name. You know what I mean? So
people still yelling OTC.
So I don't know.
What do you do? What do you do?
I love the bloodline swing a heel in his face.
Yeah,
because they do heel tendencies, but they get cheered on. It's the cool heels again. So that's fun. We hadn't had some of those in a while, so that's dope. But yeah, here we go. Is this War Games? We talked about Survivor Series being announced earlier. Here's the teams.
It's probably the start. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if. What else are you gonna do? What else are you gonna run?
Can you imagine that first War Games without Bloodline? We won't know what to do with ourselves.
No, we really won't.
Two things for
Yeah, I
sure.
mean,
Io Sky going to jump off the top of the cage, and Bloodline's going to
and the
be in the
bloodline gonna be in it. Yep.
But we do get the 6-man tag now at SummerSlam. LA Knight, Solo, Royce versus the Usos and Jacob Fatu. A good way to get them all on the card. Good way to progress this storyline. And again, like you said up top, man, our boy LA Knight getting stuck in the malarkey of it all.
He needs a title run. Give this man a title run. What are we doing?
Jade breaking Alexa's arm while her goon squad held Charlotte back. Love the old school heel tendencies. Love that they're using Alexa's double jointedness again. I remember when she first came on the scene, she did something similar, like popped her elbow out to
Yeah.
make it look. And then the Hollywood makeup of the bruise on social media, top notch. Loved it all. And I'm hyped. This is the first Jade Cargill match in a long time I've been hyped about.
Yeah, I mean, Jade has had a hard time getting us interested in what she's had going on. But this is like the perfect pairing. Alexa, Charlotte, the most veteran women on the roster. It's perfect. And yeah, I mean, Flair, Jade, it's like they really have met their match, right? When you really think about physique, wrestling style. God, we love Alexa Bliss. I just want Alexa Bliss to like she shouldn't be playing second fiddle as much as she is at the moment, but to like the whole locker room.
I don't see why they couldn't do a 2-woman power trip type with her and Charlotte. You know, like have Charlotte win the women's title and then Alexa wins the U.S. title, and then they could go after the tag titles. I think that would be a fun little storyline.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And then eventually,
we need more of that.
Fighter for the main title.
Yeah, we need a little more of that.
Why, to me, like, and I'm sure most wrestling fans feel this way. You know, we always have that complex that we should be in the writer's room. But like, to me, it doesn't seem like writing a story. They make it too, like you said up top, they're overthinking this for no reason. Like, you have arguably the most talented roster ever assembled. Like, the women can go in the ring just as much as the men. You got some pure talented dudes at the top of the card. You got big name draw. Why are the storylines not just falling into place here?
I think that they're trying to push the envelope, which is a good idea, and I think they're trying to get creative, which is again a good idea. But you've gone so far in the direction of sport and ESPN, that we look at some of the decisions being made, and it's like shouldn't be like this. This could be quite easier. Like, go back to what you did in 23, 24.
Right?
Like, that's where it was at.
Like, see, it just fell into place so easily. It seemed like everything they did was, and that's wrestling too, is the momentum. Like those weeks when WCW felt like they knocked it out of the park every single week. Like you start getting in that flow and that rhythm, and you're like, we can't miss right now. And I just feel like they hadn't got in that flow state in a little while.
Yeah. Got to happen here pretty soon, though. Something's got to give.
Hey, well, Baron Corbin's back. Is that the fire starter? Huh?
I mean, dude, I don't dislike Baron Corbin.
I was a little bummed that he ruined a really good Trick Mello match.
That was a great match. He's out here coming in, and everyone's like, who? Oh, yeah. Nah, it's good to see you back, Baron Corbin. I hope you have a good run. I hope you do something with it,
I like Baron Corbin. I liked the authority. I liked everything he did except for the Happy Corbin. I hated that storyline. That Madcap Moss, that was garbage.
Yeah.
But everything else they've done with him, I'm hyped about. And I was super digging what he was doing in MLW as part of the Towers with Dijak. Tag team champions with the Good Brothers, some great matches over there. So I hope it's for something, because he had quite the streak on the indies. It was Bishop Dyer, I think is his name over there, and that was dope, man. I think he was doing great things. So I just hope he came back for a purpose and a reason, and track records say WWE not always great about that.
No, I mean, let's see what he does. Let's give him some good pairings. But dude, maybe he joins the Vision, huh?
The new leader.
It did. I mean, that did wonders for Logan Paul. It's done wonders for Austin Theory.
Yeah.
It's done wonders for Braun Breaker. Could be an interesting move.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see. I think he's there to spice up the mid card scene on SmackDown. So I want to see him in Danhausen for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah,
but I feel like that's going to come in the future. A lot of the rumblings were he was going to be an experiment of Danhausen, so that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I did enjoy Danhausen messing with JD last night. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, dude, Danhausen's about to have his moment.
Yeah. Well, you just mentioned, possibly joining up the Vision. Did Paul Heyman just leave him to be? Got Maxine running things now. What do you think?
I mean, it felt like it. It felt like the past couple of weeks, Paul Heyman has had enough of the Vision. Not sure why.
Right.
Which also, again,
Seems like
makes that
Austin Theory gets on
storyline.
his nerves.
Yeah, it makes that storyline just weak.
Yeah.
Like, why is Paul Heyman in the situation? Like,
Braun Breaker
it's
completely
just
been forgotten about.
Yep. Where is he?
That's the
What's
whole
he
point
doing?
of the Vision, right? Is he eventually breaks off and leads Braun Breaker to the main event scene.
Yep. And that's just gone away.
Is Brock going on another run? Like, what is Heyman doing? Like, he's leading his other group to be with Brock again. Like, if this was
and Brock's about to retire.
Maybe. If this was 98, I was going to say he was going to turn on Brock and join Obafemi at the Hell in a Cell at SummerSlam. It just seems like a Paul Heyman thing to do.
Yeah.
But you got Obafemi beating up Dallas's finest. None of them looked like police officers. They did a great job at casting. But the tried and true, the monster throws around law enforcement. I dig it. Sometimes the old playbook is the old playbook for a reason. So, thoughts on any further thoughts? I know we talked about it last week, but this Hell in a Cell match between these two behemoths.
It's just the Hell in a Cell match doesn't have the same lore that it did. You go back, you watch Triple H, Mick Foley. You go back, you watch Shawn Michaels, Triple H. I mean,
Shawn Michaels could do some of his best storytelling inside of Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, the Hell in a Cell matches haven't carried the same weight. I hope they do some fun stuff with it. It'd be great if they freaking climb the cage. I mean, come on. That'd be sick.
Two King Kongs up there just fighting each other, swatting at each other like they're planes flying by.
But I think it ends with Lesnar retiring. I don't see how it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, that's what trips me out about the Vision. You know what I mean? Like, I thought this was Heyman's next gig. So, like, it reminded me of the 80s and 90s when managers sold contracts. Like, hey, he's your manager now. I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
So it seemed to me like Heyman sold their contract to Maxine. And then just the berating Otis, I could have done without that. You know what I mean? Like, that was completely unnecessary. We know you're jerks.
I don't know.
Look at Austin Theory and Logan Paul. We know you're douches. You don't need to drive that home.
Yeah, that was horrible. Made no sense. Didn't appreciate it. I guess, again, that was just their opportunity to turn Maxine heel.
Yes. Yeah, and it was terrible. Terrible. They could have more low blows to the Street Profits over that. That segment sucked. Some segments where you're like, I see what they're trying to do, but they missed horribly.
Big time.
That was one of them. And we knew it was coming. Mr. Gable winning the gauntlet. Now we get him versus Penta. Minneapolis, SummerSlam. Let's go.
Give it to Gable. It's time. They're giving it to Gable.
Yeah. It's almost like Penta's had so many
It's a great story.
He hasn't had any at all. Like, all these guys have been fighting over IC opportunity, and we hadn't seen Penta in the ring in a little while.
No, this is a great match, great story. I mean, let's give it up to Chad Gable in his last couple of years. I mean, remember he had that great one with the Alpha Academy,
Oh,
right?
that was a fantastic tag team. I hated to see them split them up. Like, it'd be one thing if they go down in history as Jordan getting hurt and them splitting up, but they split them up way before my man got injured and had to retire, and it did some terrible storylines afterwards.
Yeah, and Chad Gable, he wasn't a great coach. He had some abusive tendencies. And then the Wyatt Six came along and killed him, which was freaking awesome. And then when he came back,
For nothing now.
he was like a little loopy, a little weird. Things were off. Then this El Grande Americano thing comes along, which is just brilliant, and it's hilarious, and we all love it. And then he ends up creating another star out of it, which is the El Grande Americano.
Which is he's a legend in Mexico now. It's great.
He's a legend in Mexico now, and like the story is so good when you'd explain how it came to be, that you're like, it's what everything that pro wrestling should and needs to be.
Well, that's what irritates me is Undertaker and Rey Mysterio down in AAA has this next level storytelling, and that can't carry over. Like, they literally built so many stars in the short amount of time, and we can't get a new star going in WWE. It's mind-numbingly frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
They do it. They make it look so simple and seamless. Like at Los Perros del Mal, are already the feared faction. They got El Grande and Dirty Dom teaming up because out of fear in AAA. So, like, you can't tell me that they couldn't get that same energy in the writing room.
Right.
Bums
It's unreal.
me out.
It's unreal. Yeah. Now I think this whole thing culminates in a great IC run from Chad Gable. I mean,
I'm here for it. I hope he's a fighting
he's the
champion. I hope
definition.
we see him on Raw every week. Clearly the mid card on Raw is thriving. So I hope they use that. Because Javon and Dragon Lee stole the show in that gauntlet last night. That was amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Just fantastic wrestling. It reminded me of old WCW cruiserweight days, where just every match was a banger.
Mm-hmm.
I got that cultivated over there. I'm here for it. All right, last but not least, we had the contract signing, because contract signings can never be emails. They always end spectacularly in wrestling.
And not every match needs a contract signing, apparently.
Right? Okay, just the big ones.
Just some.
But the war of words between Roman and Seth were spectacular. Like Roman saying, "You're always going to be number 2." Say he had to fake an injury and win Money in the Bank just to be champion. But then Seth bringing it home with "I'm glad I'm not you." So it got me hooked. I usually zone out when they get the long promos like that, but I was listening to every word, and it was great, the back and forth.
There's always a moment in a promo where you go, "Oh, this is an instant classic promo," and that one hit it. It hit it. Cut right to the bone. A lot of real talk. Kudos to Seth for being able to get out there and tell that story. It's hard.
It's
hard. You got to swallow your pride, but for the sake of the story, for the sake of the art, at some point you got to acknowledge, in that business, you got to acknowledge kind of like what the narratives would be and lean into it and own it.
Yeah.
Make great art out of it.
Isn't it crazy the closer you feel comfortable to, and it's the same way in comedy, the closer you get to being comfortable saying the truth, the more it's going to go over,
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm sure they didn't want to bring up some of that stuff, but they're like, the fans are going to love it.
That's why in roast comedy, people work together to create the best round, let me learn about you so that I can, let's entertain people. Let's feed off of each other, right? Like you tell a joke and I'll tag it with this, right? Like let's
put on a show for the kids.
Zachariah. Exactly. That's what we say in this household.
I like it. Well, thank you guys for joining us this week. Hit that subscribe button. Check out all our great content. We're always putting it out there for you. And we got Saturday night main event. to talk about and go over next week. So we will see you then.